What's up, everyone? Again, I know it's so crazy how much I've been going live, but I just had to promote the second episode of our meditations and internal map of reality course. Now, the first go around was last week. That was session one. It went so well. And we're doing one of those things where there's the free for all part and then the special extras. And Steve has created a Patreon for that. So the way it went last week and the way it's going to go is where for the first part of the course, the first hour, we're talking about meditation and well, Steve is going to cover it. He made a video for me because I've had such a busy day that he pre-recorded a great explanation. So this is my pumping up for tomorrow real quick. He'll explain it all. I have the video queued up, but I'm really excited about tomorrow morning. I found it incredibly helpful. And then we had 2 Patreons for our first show, and the after party was so great. So I'm not part of like the logging in of a Patreon account, but the way I understand it is that as a Patreon, Steve is going to give you the necessary information to access that special after show. But I think that you should join us all over here on the Rose 777 channel or my Rokfin channel, and then go to the special link, or you can start with the special link. The information is all in the description. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video that wonderful Stephen made so you can further understand what happened last week and what's going to happen tomorrow morning. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Hello, my name is Steve Oliver, and thank you for joining me on this quick little, I'm calling it a review of our session one that we held last Wednesday, the 17th of November. And I think it went well. We had a good attendance for the first part of it. And then we had our Patreon-only discussion. So the purpose of this video is just to give you a quick review of that, give you an idea of what we'll be doing in our next session, next Wednesday on the 24th, I believe it is, and the fact that we will be introducing the first session on the internal map. So let's take a look at that. On the first hour last Wednesday, we went through the first section of the session one of the introduction to meditation. And that's session, we're going to be dealing primarily with the history, the ancient history, where the roots of meditation came from. So here's the agenda that we had for session one. We did some introductions. I gave a brief description of how I got to where I am doing what I'm doing. And then we went into our modes of thinking. We did the 1 minute short meditation. And any of you that are interested in this short mini meditation and why it's kind of useful, if you just go and do an internet search for 1 minute meditation benefits, and you'll see all kinds of information on it. Okay, and so that's basically what we covered last week. Next session, we will be talking more in depth about the history and about some of the concepts that are now, I think, fairly commonplace. The idea of that we are one energy, being able to identify what's real and what's true, and then something called the Four Noble Truths. So we'll be digging more into that next Wednesday. After our session, we were able to have a discussion with everyone afterwards, and this was with mainly the people who are in the Patreon group. And that went very well. In fact, I enjoyed it a lot. It was really great to actually have people join us live and talk about with the 5-minute meditation that we did. And I think if you decide to join our Patreon, you too will see the benefits of it.
I just had to pause it really quick there and say that it was so much fun because basically the first part where we do the meditations, I'm a student. I'm basically asking questions and following along and we're sharing how it goes, but then I'm just calling it the after party, but it's actually going to end up transforming into the internal map of reality course. So it's a combination between this meditation aspect of it, and then there's this hardcore course with extra materials. And so last week during that Patreon, there was only 2 people. We only had 2 Patreons. So I don't know if it's called, the website is Patreon, but are you supposed to refer to the people that sign up on Patreon as patrons? And also, am I the only person that thinks about that sort of thing? And that is why I need to take this course. And that is the type of stuff that we all talk about in the after show, because the 2 people that were part of it joined. There was one person who I think signed up that wasn't there. So it's not like you have to join the show, because what that's going to be is actually the internal map of reality course. But right now it's really small, so we have to make it fun, right? So I'm saying if you want to be part of it tomorrow, you don't have to join like the meeting or anything. You can just chill in the chat or join, or it might be that we're not going to have people join because Steve might want to jump straight into the internal map of reality course. So why don't I stop talking and get back to Steven's video?
So we're going to be doing that again this Wednesday, the 24th, and the first hour will be free, and we will continue on with session one. The second hour, we're going to be doing a Patreon only feed. So if you feel like joining, you can do that. But we'll be focusing in the second hour on the internal map of reality. So we'll be doing the first session of that. And the internal map of reality is really all about thought. And I'll be talking about a person called Napoleon Hill. And if you want to do some pre-research, you could sort of look up Napoleon and see everything he's done. He was the first one to introduce the power of the mind. And his work will be featured quite a bit throughout these sessions. But in the internal map reality course, we'll have the same resources as with the meditation. You'll have the live streams, you'll have the resources, the archive, and plus, depending on your level of participation, you'll have a certain level of interaction. We have the $5 early bird membership, and really greatly appreciate those people. So you'll be there in the session. And we have the $10 a month internet internal map reality course people, and they will receive.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to pause it one more time. So basically, what's happening here is we're saying this is brand new. We're hoping that this is going to be absolutely fabulous, and maybe it'll just change the lives of thousands of people. But right now, it's very, very small. And so I guess what he's saying is that this is like the early bird special where you get the second half, but really you're getting everything for the 10. So nobody should do the $10 unless you just felt like it, because right now you could do the 5 and then you get to be with us on Patreon. And then the core group, I'm not even sure about, but we're talking about tomorrow. Maybe I shouldn't have interrupted him. But I'm just saying that right now, this course that he's showing was nothing like the Patreon last week. This looks like a really this looks like we're finally jumping into it. And so I'm guessing that if it's that small, it's going to be so depressing that there's only a few people learning this interesting information. So if you do join in and you're in the Patreon tomorrow, I feel like that if you wanted to, you should join in so that while he's giving this class, you can participate in the way that you feel like, whether it's in the chat or in the actual meeting. Wow. Okay, let's keep going here.
Giving more specific guidelines and instructions on how to work with the material. Finally, we have the core group, and those are the people who actually really want to learn how to use this material. So here are the 10 units that will be going.
Okay, but wait, now I want to comment on this comment. My power of thought says don't pay cash for this. Well, so like this person is saying, like, this is retarded that you would ever sign up for something like this. But I don't think you know anything about what we're doing. And I don't think that you were there last week, but you could correct me if I'm wrong. But let me tell you that I don't think that anyone should really have to pay for this stuff, because all of my life I have been trying to look into this stuff and I just haven't done it. So this course is people for especially like me who have never gotten into meditation and they need some hand holding. Like Steve is going to help guide me through understanding all of this stuff. And so that's why I'm doing it. And if you want to do meditation on your own and you don't need this stuff, well, then that's so freaking awesome. And I wish I was you. But if you feel like doing this and like going on this journey together with us, then yeah, we've made this commitment and we're all going to do this together and it's going to be freaking cool. So, but you're entitled to your opinion. You know, that's like a really hot topic about like whether you should pay for things or not. But I will tell you one thing. I've had a really busy day and putting on organizing it to get people together to like generate good energy and stuff, it does put forth some energy. And so it's just something to think about when you put your thoughts out there. I know that I don't know what your name is, but I just wanted to address you human to human so that you can see my point of view and the power of my thoughts and when I get to share them too. So let's see here. What else do we have? Can't afford to eat. I got robbed. The doc sent me $30. She had all my gold, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I totally understand that, man. But the meditation stuff is the first free, it's all free. The internal map of reality is like the special added after party, man. So that's like the extra features. But I think that you're going to benefit so much from the meditation tomorrow and the whole hour that we're going to have. And then maybe for Christmas, um, Santa will gift you a Patreon. We'll see. Are you sitting on my lap right now, Bad Fish Bear? Because maybe I might have to do you a solid and give you a Christmas present. Um, but anyway, all I'm saying is that all of this like Patreon stuff is really awkward, but I really want to help Stephen get his course out there and I need it. So I'm doing it. And so if you're not into this stuff, then you can just go right now. Hey Jim, how's it going? You have your declaration of fact ready, and I couldn't have done it without. Thank you. That's why I do what I do. And that's why I like being live for all sorts of reasons, so that I can have the opportunity to connect with people, to try and help them. For me, right now, we're talking about meditation, but I also like really helping people protect themselves from uh the iron fist of control that wants you to inject yourself with poison. But anyway, moving on, staying on topic. Hello, Stephen Truther. It's good to see you. Okay, let's get back to Stephen's video.
Going through. And the length of time we take with each session will really be dependent on the group. We're going to take our time. So on Wednesday, we're going to be looking at session one. We'll be talking about what a map is, what is it, how it works, and basically setting us up to go further into the material. I won't delve into what each of the sessions mean, but basically you can have a look there. And I probably will put out another video going over each of these particular sessions, but we'll be going into how we think in session two, digging deep into what beliefs are and how they work and determine our day-to-day mental states and behaviors. We'll be looking at in session four our filters and how we filter the world around us. Session five, we'll be going into timeline, what a timeline is and why we can use our internal timeline for healing. And in six, we'll be looking at values. And by values, I mean what's important to you and how having a clear understanding of what you value is important in your life and getting the results you want. Then we'll talk about something called meta programs. Meta programs are the instructions for how you behave, not the content of what you actually do, but it's really, it's like with a metafile, the metafile data, it describes what's in you and how you behave. Very powerful material. And then finally, we'll start wrapping up in sessions 8, 9, and 10. We'll do a strategy for motivations. And that's not exactly what it appears. Strategy in this sense isn't necessarily like a chess game. It's what you do internally to get the results you get in your life. So it's a deeper look at that. Then we'll look at the role of setting life goals and how that can actually change your life if you understand that. And finally, we'll look at something called modeling. Well, that is basically the main topics. There will be lots of discussion, and as we move forward, we'll be providing different levels of involvement depending on your Patreon level. But the basic level to get on it is the $5 a month, which gives you all the content. And then as you feel you want to dig deeper, you can move up to the upper levels should you choose. Please feel free to reach out and contact me. You'll see the contact information in the comments. And again, we had great fun last session, and looking forward to next session. We'll continue on with the meditation group. And then in the second hour, we'll begin our first internal map of reality course. So thank you for participating and look forward to seeing you in the session.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you very much, Stephen, for making that video. And it would be great if next week we made the time to do this together. But I do like him making that video for me to present so that we stay on track. So maybe this is all working for the best. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight as I just give everyone the heads up about session 2 tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, bright and early, it's going to be Steve and I doing session 1 of everything that he talked about. And I just hope to see you there. And I hope that everyone has the most beautiful, wonderful night. And cheers.